Assalamu alaikum guys, all of you. Today we are going to discuss how to write an effective business case study. First of all, we need to understand what is case study all about. A case study is a piece of research content published or sponsored by a company that outlines their success or effectiveness in dealing with a specific problem, issue, or any kind of research opportunity in a particular time. It's commonly used as a piece of marketing content and can be incredibly useful since it helps would-be clients understand how the agency or professional has excelled in the past. This is the way it helps build the credibility and reputation of an organization in the market. The benefits of case study are simple. That is, that it allows a company to use storytelling to bring their product to life, provide peer-to-peer influence, offer real-life examples, and it's a powerful word-of-mouth advertising. Now, starting from the point, how to prepare a case study. First of all, it includes simple, brief steps. Before writing the case study, we have to prepare the material for the case study. First, you have to go through, you have to read and examine the case thoroughly. That is, taking notes of the organization, highlight relevant facts, that understand key problems, the mechanism that exists within the organization, the scenario that exists in the organization, and the key problems that are faced by the organization. Focus your analysis. Identify 2 to 5 key problems. Why do they exist? How do they impact the organization? And who is responsible for them? What was the lacking in the controlling function? Uncover possible solutions, changes needed, review course readings, discussion, outside research, and your experience, and select or choose the best solution that is available or your recommendations about the problems faced. That is, consider strong supporting evidence, pros and cons in this solution that is realistic in nature. Key considerations or the checklist before preparing a case, before drafting your case. After gathering your data, after gathering the facts about the organization, after gathering the relevant material, the facts and figures, the scenario information, what you have to go through is all about how to draft a case. A well drafted case study or a well presented case study always helps in promoting your product, promoting your company in the market, always helps in grabbing readers' interest. So in order to grab the reader's interest, in order to make it simple for the reader to understand that case study, you have to follow these considerations. You have to choose your voice carefully, make it in the past, make your title specific and attention grabbing. Keep your language simple. A lot of people consider it um, a major requirement in order to do research, in order to write the case study, to use difficult words or high level language or the business terminologies. But while writing the case study, you have to use simple language so as to make it understandable for the reader, for the consumer, or whatever your audience is. Add real numbers to your case study. The more the quantitative data, the more authentic your facts will be, and the more uh, credibility it will hold. Follow 7 C's of communication as we have. This is the basic uh, rule of writing, that you always have to follow the 7 C's of communication. That you have to be concise in nature, you have to concise your sentences, you have to be concrete about your facts, you have to be considerate of the parties involved. Complete, the facts should be complete in nature without compromising the completeness. They should be concise as well. Clarity should be there. Now, the final step of our case study, how to write an effective case study. Different authors provide you different kind of guidelines. Moreover, the guidelines, the outline varies from the nature of case study as well. You can include additional headlines, additional outlines, the headings in your case study in order to make it more interesting, in order to make it more understandable for the readers. However, the basic outline that is given by authors, that comprises of introduction, that defines the scenario included, the background of the study, that defines the company background, information about the company, relevant facts and important issues, the standing in the market, facts and figures, evaluation of the case, outline the various pieces of the case study that you're focusing on. Evaluate these pieces by discussing what is working and what is not working, and proposed solutions, provide specific and realistic solution or changes needed on the basis of the problem identified, and what your opinion is about the problem or the issue that is discussed in the case study. Explain why the solution was chosen. Support this solution with solid evidence such as concepts from class, theoretical data, outside research, personal experiences, and the recommendations you're going to make. Determine and discuss specific strategies for accomplishing the proposed solution. If applicable, recommend further actions to resolve some of the issues, what should be done and who should do it. Now, another case study, another outline that is proposed by James Erskine, that was somehow that may be who may be considered as the master of writing case studies, in his book Writing Cases. He provides a very brief and thorough outline for writing a case study in a very easy way. In this particular picture, you can see a pyramid, the top-down pyramid that shows different steps that are involved in writing a case study. This pyramid not only defines the hierarchy of your case study, but also defines the volume of content that should be quoted in under a particular head. That is, the first step in writing a case study is the opening paragraph, the introduction. In the opening paragraph or the introduction, you somehow develop the scenario. It may be considered, also may be considered as the deductive approach, where you deduct the problem from the overall scenario. In the opening paragraph or the introduction, you develop the scenario. You start quoting your problem at a particular timeline, the scenario faced by the organization in a particular time frame. The content should be quoted by the researcher, the writer, and it somehow comprises of his own findings. The next is the company background. The most thorough, the maximum part, the main head that quotes the maximum volume of the case study is the company background. Under this particular head, you somehow quote the background of the company, the history, brief history, not irrelevant to the case, the relevant facts and figures, the standing of the company in the market and its competitors, the standings, practices, and their approaches towards conducting business and their market positioning. So all these things, somehow the company background focuses on the external environment along with the internal environment of the organization. How much was the compatibility of the internal environment of an organization with the external environment, the strengths and weaknesses of the organization, and the opportunities and threats that were faced by the organization in the previous time frame or in the current time frame. That defines the standing of the organization in the market. Moving on towards the next main head. Now from this point onward focuses on your finding, your working in a particular case study, the specific area of interest, what you want to go through in a particular case study. Whether you want to work out the problems that exist in the human resource area, that works in the governance, that works in the problems that occurs in the marketing departments, or the governance issues faced by the organization, the production issues, or for the finance issues. An organization, while working in any market, once any kind of issue occurs, once any kind of problem occurs in the organization, that triggers a series of problems, maybe in multiple departments. But in this particular area, you have to decide which particular area you are going to focus, which particular main domain you are going to focus, whether that is HRM, whether that is marketing, the finance, the accounting, the corporate governance, or whatever you want to work with. The next main specific main area is the identification of the specific problem, deducting the actual problem within the main head, like within the main area you have decided to focus on. Like in case if you have you have decided to work with human resource department, human resource management, then you have to identify the specific problems, whether that was the problem in the with the recruitment and selection, whether that was the problem in the training and development. Multiple problems that occurs in a particular case study may bring chaos in the case. So or the multiple domains quoted in a particular case study may result in the confusion for the readers. So try to be specific and highlight a specific problem. In case if you're working with the marketing domain, then you have to work with a specific, in case of a specific problem identification, you have to go through whether that was the problem with the consumer behavior, whether that was the problem with the product development or some other area. Now, the next step after identification of the problem, you have to decide on the alternatives that you may recommend to the readers for your case study. In case if you want to omit that particular head, you can somehow make your case difficult for the readers by eliminating the alternatives head. In the last but not the least, you have to conclude your case study. This is the briefest part of your whole case study. But you have to keep in mind the fact that the place where you are going to conclude your case study should not go beyond the date that was quoted in the opening paragraph. The facts and figures that should be quoted, the facts and figures, the problems that are discussed within the case study should not go beyond, even in the conclusion, should not go beyond that particular timeline. Final checklist before finishing and before finalizing your case study. Are there any gaps left in the story you have told? As we have discussed earlier, that you have to draft your case study in a story kind of way, in a storytelling mode, in order to grab the interest of the readers, in order to keep the interest of the readers with your case study. Do not go beyond the date given in the opening paragraph. That date is your final date, the date at which the case ends. Have you used the past tense throughout the case? Should not the future tense or any other tense should not be used within the case. Are the words, especially names of people and places, spelled correctly? Would some kind of information appearing in the case study, for example, tables and charts, be presented better in the form of an exhibit? It is easier for readers to understand if it is in tables or charts rather than paragraphs. Certain information is best quoted in the form of tables or charts. So in order to make your case study effective, you can somehow opt to use a particular chart or table to demonstrate your gathered data. Would some of the information in your case paragraph be better understood as a part of the table of or chart. Are the words chosen used in everyday language? Use simple language. Keep the fact in mind that your audience, maybe your readers, may be simple people. So in order to make it effective in reading, use everyday language rather than using high level language. Does your case have any abbreviations? Too many abbreviations will confuse the reader. So try to use the full form of abbreviations. Limit the use of abbreviations and the technical terms within the case study. I would like to conclude my presentation uh, on that note. Thank you.